The internet has an obsession with being scared as of late.
My God!
I gave myself the challenge to scout the internet to help scare me. I perused the forums and Steam's list of games for the best and most unique experiences that the gaming world has to offer, and I landed on these games to get a wide range of genres and truly see if anything could scare me, but to also answer the question, are any of these games scary, let alone disturbing? So I don't want to waste your time. I played the internet's most disturbing games, and here's what I found.
Hammer. Money. Ball.
No, I'm Not Human has taken the internet by storm. Thousands upon thousands of videos of people playing the game and soy-jacking to the various creatures within it. You also have a lot of videos breaking down the game's story, going into characters, endings, various themes, and commentary that the game provides. Through its exploration of discrimination, it asks the question, who is the true monster? Set in a post-Soviet Russia, No, I'm Not Human depicts a dystopian world in which the sun's rays are increasing, making the days extremely deadly as the heat and intensity of the sun rise daily. Furthermore, to accompany the extreme daylight, visitors have begun arising from the ground. Of an unknown origin, they go from house to house, wearing the skins of humans, and attempt to enter your home. It's up to you to figure out who's human and who's lying, all set in a depressing shack that you call a home. I remember seeing this game all the way back in 2024, back when I watched Jacksepticeye play the demo. I remember it so clearly. It was around 1 AM, I was eating mac and cheese or something, and I was so engrossed by the game that I legitimately lost track of time because I ended up downloading the demo, playing it myself, and going to bed at like 4 AM. But now that's aside, does the game live up to expectations or is it simply succumbing to nostalgia? Well, yes and no. Let me explain. Now let's start off with the positives. The best thing this game has going for it is its atmosphere. The brooding intro sets the scene amazingly, and the bluish-green filter used throughout the entire game helps create an alien effect, almost as if you're viewing the game through mechanical night vision. It deprives anything of life. However, the most effective thing in my opinion is the soundtrack. Only consisting of a few short songs, each track itself is so slow and melancholic, almost as if the music itself is paranoid in nature, only wallowing in the despair as the days continue. The gameplay is relatively simple, being broken down into only two phases. The daytime, in which you investigate your guests to see if they're visitors or not, and the nighttime, in which you go to your door and converse with potential guests and decide whether to invite them into your house or condemn them to near certain death. The art style of these extremist caricatures of people, contorting them to unnatural lengths, adds to the uneasiness. You can truly trust no one in this world, and that's conveyed through every creative choice. Furthermore, the varying look of each guest further adds to the dreamlike nature of the world, all of which are extremely unsettling. And that's what this game does best in my opinion. It makes you feel unsettled. The horrifying window views and interactions you have with people just give a bad vibes, yo. Along with the game just being extremely sad. On a first playthrough, this game is a complete treat. Even revisiting moments from the demo, I was fully enveloped by the story. Here's the thing though, despite how fun and engaging the story is, the main issue I have with the game is the gameplay loop itself. The entire time you're confined to your house, which makes sense, but it also provides a sense of security in a sense. You know that everything you see outside can't really reach you. I mean, the visitors have to ask to come into your house, making them a little less frightening when you can simply just say no, and they can't do anything about it. Similarly, in the morning, you always carry a shotgun around, which you use to kill potential visitors. Having unlimited uses, this also just removes a sense of fear, as you know you can just shoot someone if you mess up. Upon repeat playthroughs, the fear factor just decreases as you settle into the groove and continue with your investigations, which I understand is kind of the point with systematic oppression and cycles of violence, but when you're trying to scare somebody, it becomes a lot less effective. I will give them this, however, whenever they subvert the cycles, hands down the scariest moments in the game. Like when the cat lady dodges your bullets or the man in the coat shows you his stomach. Disrupting the flow serves to shake up the gameplay and reintroduce the horror. However, it is short-lived. Take for example the shirtless man. He'll only ever enter your house under certain conditions, so he also quickly becomes less of a threat. So is it disturbing? Kinda. The horror from the game comes from the depressing story and atmosphere rather than any jump scares. Your character's bleak world outview as society crumbles around him, the horrors that you witness and others report to you show how quickly the chaos can emerge. Even reflecting on yourself as you become an executioner based on only a few common signs that aren't even guarantees. The horror is inherently a human experience, ironically. No matter what ending you get, you always leave the game with a pit in your stomach, just like, oh, damn. So not quite disturbing. Unsettling and absolutely heartbreaking? Yes. Scary the first time, but kind of falls apart the more you play. Like, why not just carry your gun at all times? Anyways, next game. So this one caught my attention for two reasons. Firstly, I saw Queso play it, and second of all, it kind of reminded me of the Fears to Fathom games, which for those who don't know, are a collection of short 2-hour horror experiences that use this low retro PS1 style graphics. Now obviously the connections is quite apparent, especially to the Ironbark Lookout episode. However, I believe this game takes that inspiration and wears it on its sleeve and still distinguishes itself as a unique game. So this one is a lot shorter, but in my opinion is still very effective. The first chapter is divided into 3 sections. In the first, you're walking through the woods after losing a bet. The game uses the natural woods aesthetic alongside some okay jump scares to unsettle you. Now initially I was a little skeptical, however the natural ambience of the woods alongside the dark and low poly visuals were enough to keep me invested. Now after this we transition into a time loop where we keep revisiting this gas station over and over again, with the spookiness becoming more apparent each time. Where the initial fear and confusion comes from the time loop, it quickly devolves into paranoia as it seems that the world around us is becoming more unnatural. Take for example the shopkeeper. He begins to speak in rhymes and eventually haunts us wherever we go, in some really effective scares in my opinion. The entire time you're sent on this roller coaster of emotions, questioning what's really going on until it's revealed to be all just a dream. Or is it? In the final section, we come back to the gas station one more time, and we see that it's been closed due to chemical reasons. However, before you can investigate further, you're stopped by an FBI agent, and that's where the first chapter ends. Despite being so short, in my opinion, this game is still really effective. You're just in and out. The story, while vague, is still interesting enough to keep you invested, and most of the scares are done well in my opinion. However, I don't think I'm going to lose any sleep over this game, so I can't give it the disturbing title. On to the next game.
I piss you off. Come on, girl, you got walkers all around you. They're in the woods.
Darkwood is a game about being stuck in modern-day Poland. Having this really unique top-down perspective in which your vision is limited to a little ring around you and a cone in front of you, with the environment disappearing when you're not looking at it, forcing you to dart left and right to make sure you're not being stalked or walking into certain doom. With your vision being even more limited at night when everything becomes pitch black, so you have to stand near a light source. The game is filled with mystery, from the story to the gameplay. You're never told what's going on or who you even are. You have to piece it together based on the little tidbits you're given by the developers. In the gameplay, this manifests as not even being shown where you are on the map, having to figure out where you are based on your environment. Something that the game does great in my opinion is its sound design. The natural stillness of the woods, being interrupted by a crunching branch or barking dog in the distance, reminds you that you're never truly alone and can be attacked at any moment. Made all the worse at night, as you're confronted with these strange events, such as flashing lights outside or moving furniture, making you question if you're going insane or if there's something else at play here. During the day, you have to scavenge for resources, pushing you further and further into the woods, and consequently, letting you meet all the disturbing inhabitants that call this place a home. Speaking of which, the enemy design in this game is absolutely abhorrent, in a good way. From the disgusting centipede, to the screaming banshee, or even just the regular dog, each enemy can and will easily overwhelm you if you're not careful. From beginning to end, you never become overpowered and get to go on a fantasy run. It's a struggle to the very last moment. And when someone's not trying to kill you, the portraits of the NPCs are even more grotesque. In detail, you get to see all the ugly and contorted features of what we can assume were once humans, being completely transformed and corrupted by the woods, all adding to the general depressing mood that fills the entire experience. In favor of the game being scary, look at the perfectly crafted combat system in which taking damage causes your camera to shake, further disorientating you and overwhelming the player, making it even more likely that you're gonna die. Or the tricks that the game plays on you, such as having text appear off screen or having the world seemingly change when you look away. In combination with genuinely shocking story moments, the aforementioned horrible enemy design, with my least favorite being the Banshee, and well-designed and rewarding jump scares with actual payoff, all point to the conclusion that this game is indeed scary. And for points for this game being disturbing, just look at the story. Every choice in the game is gray. If you try to help, you'll end up just doing more harm, or you can be selfish and bring more evil into the world. It's just different shades of bad, making you feel all the more worse when you see the consequences of your actions. Now, a point against this game being disturbing is its direction. The top-down perspective in combination with the art style might be a little off-putting to some people and they might not get as scared by it. However, in my opinion, this game is still very scary and very disturbing. On to the next one.
'Cause it's slop.
Now this is a weird game, and when I say weird, I mean weird. Psychopomp is a psychological thriller first-person dungeon crawler puzzle game where you play as a psychotic woman who is also God. Let me explain. So let's start with the premise. The protagonist believes that the CIA is holding secrets from her, so she does the rational thing of building a helmet to help her read minds. However, instead of reading minds and playing with tarot cards, the helmet ends up revealing a hidden world of catacombs and creatures, all trapped underneath government buildings. The main gameplay is pretty simple. Your main objective in the game is to explore these underground labyrinths, talk to NPCs, and complete various puzzles, all with the hope of uncovering the secrets of the world. The game takes place in these vast industrial catacombs that are near Lovecraftian in size, all located underneath various public government buildings, such as hospitals and schools. Now, with regards to the story, there is a lot, with connections to the Greek gods, the id and the ego, good and bad, life and death, etc. But I'm not gonna lie to you, even after reading and watching a bunch of interpretations online, I still don't really know what to make of it. So I'll assign that as supplementary reading if you're curious. The gameplay initially is extremely frustrating, being super clunky as you can only move in the direction that your robot is facing, meaning that if you want to turn, you have to manually change the direction you're looking. Luckily, there is a little cheese to go faster, but it's hardly a speed boost. The game is very reminiscent of the LSD Dream Simulator, in the sense that you're just exploring these alien environments and just get to experience the various populations that exist there, which can range from bug people to dogs whose faces open and reveal that they're God too. You also have a few tools at your disposal, such as the hammer, which helps you liberate the local communities, also helping you solve the various puzzles that are needed to beat the game. So let's break this game down. The gameplay is extremely unsettling. Controlling a slow mech when you can barely see 2 feet in front of you gave me a lot of stress, especially when you encounter an enemy and you have to quickly scramble to either fight them or run away, revealing how primitive your technology truly is. The texture and look of the game are all very foreign and dreamlike, or nightmare-esque if you want to say it like that, making you extremely uneasy as everything appears to be quite not right, even for this world. The low hums of ancient machinery and general nothingness makes everything sound as if it's on its last legs, a world that's truly in decay. And the story, that I understand, is extremely unnerving and perfectly places you into the mind of a monster drinker. So if you're able to look past the gameplay, I'd still recommend this game. It's a completely unique experience. Plus the fact that it's free on Steam and is only around 3 hours long, you're in for a truly unique experience. Not a scary one, but an unsettling one. Next game. And just like that, all the chronically online lesbians have been activated. Welcome, it's Ikoi here, and please don't get mad at me. Signalis is a survival horror game created by Rose Engine, which is heavily inspired by the 90s, specifically the early Resident Evil games, utilizing many similar aspects such as the fixed cameras, blocky textures, and tank controls which the old games are notorious for. However, instead of being on the zombie-infested streets of Raccoon City, you're in the robo-zombie-infested halls of space. In the game, you play as Elser, a replica, which is basically just an android, who awakens after crashing on a desolate snow-covered planet, searching for her missing crew member who she's also in love with. Aww. Somebody's got a crush. As we investigate the planet, we progress further into this facility, both metaphorically and literally falling further into the rabbit hole as we go. We learn about the former inhabitants, the various lives and controversies that occurred, and how we play into it, as it seems we're not the first ones here. All wrapped up in this retro-inspired cosmic horror fever dream that ultimately leads to a crazy conclusion. But to avoid spoilers, I'm just going to leave it there. This is a story that you have to experience yourself. Here's the thing. This game is extremely tricky for me. To help you understand, I'll explain my experience with it. My first playthrough was great up until around the mid-game. The abandoned facility is perfect for some classic horror. The blocky textures, in combination with the diegetic breathing of the environment, all work together to make you feel truly uneasy. The various puzzles and remnants of life truly make the planet feel lived in, also thankfully not being too difficult to completely stump me. In reality, this game's actually pretty streamlined. All the puzzles are pretty easy once you know what to do. The enemies are also extremely unsettling, as you can't tell whose circuits are fried and who's secretly waiting to attack you, all creating the perfect setup for a both scary and unsettling game. However, to avoid major story spoilers, it's around the mid-game where you reach a location that bumps the difficulty up tenfold, making both navigation and combat feel like a design flaw rather than a feature. This section changed my initial feelings of fear into frustration as the game progressed. Yet despite that, the game still managed to introduce new enemies, mechanics, and story beats, which allowed me to look past it. And towards the end, it managed to streamline out again into being pretty solid. The cosmic horror twist within the story and the various flashbacks fully enveloped me back into the spooky spirit. It's just that the gameplay was still kind of a drag. For example, there's various times throughout the game where your character's radio will activate, and the first few times it's pretty scary as it shakes up the quiet gameplay. But towards the end, as you start to repeat certain sections, it just becomes more annoying and extremely loud. But I don't want to fully slander this game, as throughout it there are these various first-person sections, and during each one I was filled with complete dread. Especially the first time, since they come out of nowhere. I kept expecting a jump scare which never came. So in that regards, yes, this game is scary, to a moderate extent, as upon repeat playthroughs, nothing ever really caught me off guard again. And for disturbing, well, the story once fully revealed is wholly upsetting. Dealing with such themes such as loss and the following grief, identity and acceptance under a regime that doesn't care about you, and much more existential questions about choice that I'm not mature enough to fully comprehend. After that initial shock which originally disturbs you, much like No I'm Not a Human, the game just leaves you sitting there like, oof, man, just contemplating life completely. And for that reason, I have to give it the disturbing rating. And with that, yes, I know, I got a haircut halfway through filming. We're just gonna move past it. I also got a new mic, so how does this sound? Do you like this? Is this nice? So now that we're done, was I ever truly disturbed? And what did I learn? To answer that first question, yes. Each one of these games managed to disturb me in some form, ranging from physical disgust to what I was seeing, to psychological distress as I contemplated life. And to answer the second question, what I personally gained from this experience was an appreciation for the different ways that horror can be conveyed. From sight to sound, loud to quiet, there are so many different types of horror, and they can all be effective in different ways. It also made me realize that horror truly is a spectrum, where each game sits somewhere uniquely within it. And finally, I realized that my experience with these games might not be the same as yours, and that's okay. We should be open to having dialogues about our varying perspectives on these titles, especially in horror, where so much of it is based on your personal experience. But that's about all I have to say today. So thanks for stopping by the pond. It's Yokoi here, and I'm out. Also, a little postscript. Sorry that this video took so long to come out. I originally started scripting it and wanted it to be done before Halloween, believe it or not. I know I mentioned that at the beginning, but I'm just re-saying that. But I'm a full-time student, and so When I'm not working on videos, I'm often just studying or doing homework. And right now it's exam season, so I've got a lot of work to do, so my uploads might be a little less consistent, especially on the weekends. However, once that's done, I'll have a lot more time on my hands, and I have a big script coming up. So in the following weeks, expect some silence from me, or maybe some just shorter videos while I work on this larger script. I still appreciate everyone tuning in and all the positive feedback I've gotten. I also appreciate all the constructive criticism I've gotten about my titles or how I structure my videos. I'll still try to continue streaming, but I might be a little inconsistent with it. So yeah, thanks for stopping by the pond one last time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Homer!